echoes in the void. The derelict starship drifted in the endless void, its hull a tapestry of battle scars and corrosion from centuries of neglect. Captain Elias Voss, a scavenger and adventurer, docked his ship, the Eclipse, to the ancient vessel with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. The starship, marked with alien symbols, was unlike anything in the known systems. To Elias, it promised two things: danger and profit. The airlock hissed as Elias stepped aboard, his boots clanging against the hollow metallic floor. The dim emergency lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. His scanner pinged with faint energy readings deeper in the ship, but the layout was labyrinthine. "Let's see what secrets you're hiding," Elias muttered, gripping his plasma torch tightly. As he moved through the ship, Elias noticed the peculiar blend of technology and organic design. Walls pulsated faintly, veins of luminescent blue light coursing through them like bloodstreams. It felt alive in some unsettling way. Eventually, he reached a chamber unlike the others, an oval-shaped room with a stasis pod at its center. The pod was pristine, untouched by the decay around it. Inside, encased in a shimmering field, was a woman. Her form was humanoid, but distinctly alien. Pale, opalescent skin that shimmered like pearl, long silvery hair that floated weightlessly, and faint markings along her face that glowed softly in the dim light. Her eyes were closed, and her expression was peaceful, almost serene. Elias's scanner buzzed with intensity. This was the source of the energy readings. "A living relic," he whispered. "You might just be my ticket to retirement." The pod's interface displayed unfamiliar glyphs, but the system seemed operational. Elias hesitated. Waking her could be dangerous, yet leaving her here felt wrong, and potentially unprofitable. "Let's hope you're friendly," he muttered, initiating the revival sequence. The pod emitted a low hum as the stasis field dissipated. The woman's chest rose sharply as she took her first breath in centuries. Her eyes fluttered open, revealing irises of deep violet, swirling like nebulae. Elias stepped back, raising his hands. "Easy there. I'm not here to hurt you." She sat up slowly, her movements graceful but disoriented. Her gaze locked onto Elias, and she spoke in a language he didn't understand. Her voice was melodic, almost hypnotic, but the words were incomprehensible. "I don't understand," Elias said, gesturing to his translator device. It buzzed and clicked before producing a synthesized voice. "Who are you? Why have you awoken me?" The translation came through, though her tone was wary. "Name's Elias. I found your ship drifting. Thought you might need help." Her expression softened slightly, though suspicion lingered. "How long?" she asked. Elias frowned. "I don't know exactly. Your ship looks ancient. Centuries at least." Her violet eyes widened, and she placed a hand on her chest, as if grounding herself. "My name is Lyara," she said. "I am the last of my people." The revelation hung heavy in the air. Elias's curiosity deepened. "What happened to your crew?" "Your people?" Lyara's gaze dropped. "Extinction. A war we could not win. I was placed in stasis to preserve our knowledge, to ensure our legacy might endure." Elias nodded slowly. "I'm sorry, but maybe I can help. There are historians and scientists back in the colonies who would—" The ship groaned, interrupting him. The lights flickered, and Lyara's expression darkened. "We are not alone," she said, rising to her feet with unnatural grace. Elias barely had time to process her words before a deafening roar echoed through the ship. The walls trembled as hulking shapes emerged from the shadows. Mechanical monstrosities, remnants of the war Lyara had spoken of, activated upon her revival. Their eyes glowed red, and their spindly limbs moved with eerie precision. Guardians, Lyara said grimly. They were designed to protect the stasis pod. They do not recognize you as friendly. Elias drew his plasma pistol. Noted. How do we shut them down? Lyara's markings flared brighter as she extended a hand, releasing a wave of energy that staggered the advancing machines. Follow me, she commanded, her voice firm. The pair dashed through the corridors, Lyara leading the way. Her intimate knowledge of the ship's layout was their only advantage. The Guardians pursued relentlessly, their metallic limbs clanging against the floors and walls. Elias fired his pistol, hitting one squarely in its core, but more kept coming. We need to get off this ship, Elias shouted. Lyara nodded. The docking bay is ahead, but the Guardians will not stop. Let me worry about that. Just keep moving. They reached the docking bay, where the Eclipse awaited. Elias hurriedly prepped the ship for launch, while Lyara held off the Guardians, her energy blasts growing weaker with each attack. Hurry, she called, her voice strained. Almost there, Elias replied, slamming the final sequence into place. Get in. Lyara sprinted aboard as Elias sealed the hatch. The Guardians battered against the ship, but the Eclipse blasted free, leaving the derelict vessel behind. Through the viewport, Elias watched as the ancient ship faded into the darkness. Breathing heavily, he turned to Lyara. That was close. She sank into a seat, her markings dimming. Too close. For a moment, silence settled between them. Then Elias spoke. So, what now? Lyara looked at him, her expression unreadable. My people are gone, my purpose uncertain. Perhaps I can find new meaning among your kind. Elias nodded. You're welcome to stick around. Just no more waking up killer robots. Okay. Lyara smiled faintly, the first genuine expression he'd seen from her. Agreed. As the Eclipse sailed through the void, Elias couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter was just the beginning. Lyara's knowledge, her powers, and her past held secrets that could reshape everything he thought he knew about the universe. And together, they would uncover them, one star at a time. Echoes in the Void ends with the promise of a new journey, blending adventure, discovery, and the bond between two souls from vastly different worlds.